Thank you for attending today's webinar. Today's webinar topic is clinical trial and FDA compliance convergence. And particularly, I'm going to talk about the AI agent-powered framework. So, what motivates to do this? Actually, I'm not a clinical trial or the FDA compliance expert, say to honest, because but I collaborated several like a startup in this field, and then we recently heavily discussed about how AI is especially with the agentic AI can provide some solutions for the challenges in this space, and then we figure out multiple challenges and in clinical trials and FDA clearance. And then I also have experience to developing in a separate way to provide a solution based on AI in clinical trials and FDA compliance. And finally, that I think about how about to combine two at one time, right? Because so I look at the what might be the challenges in the clinical trial and FDA compliance, and then what will be the solution based on agentic AI that I have an intensive experience in this field. So we are underdeveloped. I've collaborated a startup we actually developed the solution to target all different type of the challenges in clinical trials, FDA compliance. And this is maybe this introductory webinar that we are going to have. We're planning the mid of the next month about the demo day. Actually, we are developing actual platform to address these challenges. But today I'm going to show you very introductory matters and also the potential solution based on agentic AI powered framework. And then I show you demo. So this demo is not a complete implemented solution, but it is kind of like a proof of concept. So you will see that what this actually implemented and then what you can see and then how they address the challenges in clinical trials and FDA compliance. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about briefly uh, four aspects. So the challenges clinical trial and regulatory compliance in an integrated way, and clinical trial and regulatory compliance convergence. So how to converge the two sides as a one. And then I'm going to introduce, this is the my contribution that to develop a new framework based on agentic AI to address these challenges. And then I'll show you live interact demo using ChatGPT. So this is the proof of concept type demo, but actually it's working. So it showcase very good visualization of what it'll be you will have if you have this kind of platform, then how can use it, and then how actually get benefit to the resolve this kind of like challenges. Okay, so uh, the first we are not going to talk about the full scope of the challenges clinical trials and FDA compliance, but actually we are going to focus a few aspects of the challenges integrated with the clinical trial and regulatory compliance. So we show in the slide mode. So I just summarized what we are going to address, the challenges. So we look at the whole life cycle of clinical trials and post-clinical trial FDA compliance. So ideal situation that is a linear. So the workflow is seamlessly connected in each stage, and then if you're done, it'll be your finally you get the FDA cleared clinical product you wanted to go to market. But the usually the step is pre clinical research. So you research a lot of literature for your design your clinical trials for fit into your clinical product you are developing. And then clinical trial design. So mostly important part in here is endpoint and also like protocols, how to go ahead. And then and trial execution stage has a very complex like workflow involved, and especially it interact with the human patient and beyond the like animal kind of like test. So it require like enroll patient and operation of the clinical trial protocols. And after that, actually, that you finally done your clinical trial and have a good outcome, and then you regulatory submission to get approval. And then once approval, either like a de novo or the 510(k), and then you will get the market launch, right? And then so so this is the ideal case, but in reality, that it's not working that way. So for example, that one of the challenges is endpoint misalignment, like especially that you done clinical trials, but usually that the endpoint without FDA feedback resulting in a protocol, you need to change the protocol and then additional study and it delay time and additional cost. And site inconsistency is kind of like one of the like in site you have a multiple site operation have a problem like this and the procedure drift and protocol deviation and source data discrepancies and data fragmentation is kind of like data silos, so they are not interconnected, so don't communicate, and then result missing is and delayed DMs review type. And regulatory hand up delays, kind of like so everything you want to do in the post trial is kind of like a retrospective data restructuring kind of the unique way. So we just try address only these four, the most like serious and most important critical uh, that challenges you want to resolve. So I provide a very detail, but I just summarize everything, and then I will share this one later, so you can look at the detail everything in here. But I already explained you the four type of the challenge we are going to address. So I think that we how about we just at the starting, right? Even the very first time you have in mind that your clinical trials will be after clinical trials all follow the regulatory compliance protocol. So actually the all the like result will fit into regulatory like submission. So you will actually address that kind of the challenge and you will avoid the pitfall that I mentioned. So the basically summarize like this. So it like a unified design execution submission into continuous regulatory aligned process, right? So in they are not separate, so they are connected, and then all states actually take into account of the regulatory aligned process. So in the design that in the even that in even if, for example, that in endpoint selection, that it should be like a submission aligned protocol, right? So it choose the fit into whatever your clinical products under trial to be post clinical trials will be complied the all the protocols with required in the FDA precedent. And then execution is the same thing. So the standard structure, trial conduct, and especially documentation of all the like execution stage is like also aligned with FDA compliance. And then in the submission with the integrated operation and design from the outset, so it can be like the faster and error resistant FDA filings. So I also summarize everything in here for details. So I explain all the detail with the examples. So I want to look at this one later. And then I will directly go into like AI agent powered framework for convergence. So I'm not going to talk about the detail about the AI agent, but the the AI agent is a kind of intelligence AI that it differ from the traditional one, like a machine learning or the like a deep learning or whatever. They are rule based and they are fixed, and then they only follow the what they intended in the initially. So it depending on the initial training, their performance, their function is fixed. But AI agent is different because it's supposed to be kind of like uh, very similar to human reasoning. So it understand the initially the perception, like it perceive that the like initial stage of the engagement with the users, usually a human. So for example, you want to do some clinical trial research, and then users express his intention to do some kind of like his goal or the what the target, something like that, to express in verbally or in text. So it's a communication, and then it interact with the AI in the kind of like you have a very familiar with the ChatGPT is one example. So AI agents is powered by the large language model, so they are generative AI, so they understand the question like input, and then they perceive that what the circumstance or environment the users want to do. So it started to think like a human, like what the user want to do, right? We try to think and what the users to go where, or so like what the like the users the surrounding like environment looks like. So, and once understand the circumstance, the environment, the intention, and then it has a like a reasoning core. So it's like a human mind. So it try to do understand the situation and then try to find out the solution and the decision making, whatever, with the support from memory, like a human memory. So it know about the record or the previous knowledge. You look at it, and so like it has like a other kind of like tools, supporting tools actually they use to support the reasoning stage. And then once done, then it tried to find out the best action. So it decided what to do, right? And then it act. So this is the one actually the very powerful that supporting that we already discussed about the all different type of the challenges in clinical trial, because I applied this one in many different aspects of healthcare, even other area. But the framework is very similar. So once you have a problem, and apply this kind of like a core like concept, core like architecture of AI agent, and then try to solve it. Like is they call so it's kind of like a multi-step, multi-AI agent step, like modular type solution they can provide. So for particularly for our task, so what we want to do is from the starting to the end, have in mind FDA compliance. So actually the initially that the users expressed like his or her intention about for example in the literature review, then I'm targeting for my clinical trials to is targeting something like, for example, it can be drug, or it can be like therapy, or It can be like D-Star has product, whatever, right? So it's if that is under FDA compliance require, usually you know about what kind of type of the clinical product actually should in the pathway through the FDA compliance. And then it express all different type of the intention that they want to do, and then put into the AI. And then AI try to understand, and then for example, that initially it's research, right? It wanted some research review that what is a better information can support the users intended to go to through these clinical trials. And then once done, all the background research and then it started to protocol design, right? Because it provide like the what is the like best endpoint to be like including in the protocol design, and then what kind of like a detail about protocol design that this AI agent it focus on the area, and then it find out the endpoint, and then execution. And then after execution, it provide the documentation, comply with the ready to like submit to the FDA clearance, and then even the post the clinical trial, and then it link with the real world collection, the data sets. So it can be even after the post like clinical trials, keep providing kind of like information through the like real world evidence type. So this is a base primer, and then so once I have this one, then as a technology expert like me, that how actually the find out how to implement this one. So basically, agentic operation is this I already explained, like literature review and protocol design and execution monitor agent, document agent, and post-trial agent, something like that. So it's kind of like a human expert, right? Because we have like you can think about this one as each AI agent is a human expert in that task, and then it perform task, and then it is seamlessly integrate. There is orchestrate agent, and oversight is like a supervisor type, like the agent can read into whole workflow. So what doing is actually that it integrate everything, right? And then based on this one, actually that the goal is minimize trial design FDA pushback, right? And then other benefit that I mentioned in here. And then so I think that the better way is I want to show live demo. So that's the way actually that you understand. And then if you are in the side of the clinical trials, and you will understand that what kind of like a benefit you can have if you use this kind of like AI agent powered platform. Okay, so I just developed three just showcase demo using ChatGPT. So this is a proof of concept. So all the background actually database and the information is not connected. So it's just a showcase actually that or show the whole the workflow, and then how the framework means to the what kind of benefit you can have, how they actually resolve the challenges we discussed. But it is not actually not go out in the real time search. It does not. But we are developing now. So hopefully we set the date about the mid of the August for the demo day for the actual platform. So we default until the time for the production level type of demo. So today we will just showcase like the best features. But through this demo, actually, you will get a sense that how the AI agent can address and then support you in your like you wanna like like if the compliance have a like a line clinical trial you want to do, right? Okay, so I will show three demos. First one is to what I mean by the user interact with AI, and then it give you some initial kind of like his goal, design goal, and then what you want to do, and then what type of clinical trials you want to do, kind of like interact with initially, engage with like users. The usually the users means like your clinical like expert, clinical trial expert, or the other like a sponsor or other like a CRO or whatever, right? And then so I will show you that the whole through the kind of like a process, so initial query understanding, and then it give you the all kind of different type of the information you find out, and then analyze it, and then it give you the relevance information, and it give you insight, and then it will help you to in your clinical protocol design and endpoint, right? So I will show you this one. And next one is to uh, one of the like a simplify one, because the actual platform once you're done, and then it has it kind of like what the like the research platform doing is, because based on your intention, initial interaction, it provide all the like information in then utilizing all the data outside. Usually the data outside is non-structures, right? It's not had any specific form, right? It's just the document or the journal paper or the some website or something like that. And then it'll give you the well-defined set of the like the structured data. So this so and then it try to like use it the structured data, and then based on your intention it tried to extract the the information you want to have it, and then and based on that analyze it all the extract information, and then it give you the answer for the having you to design your clinical trials. But in here that I will show you that that's just assume that you have a structured database, right? And then after that, actually, how AI utilizing a structured database to design, especially the endpoint and protocol. So for the purpose, actually, I use the free structures data set. So is a this time DMME is a DME is a this like a medicine society. So they have already researched the FDA side about the digital health product. So they only focus on digital health product, usually digital therapeutics or the diagnostic product, or kind of like remote patient monitoring. And then they use the made library. The library means a CSV file that structures. So this information is ready to use now. So then using this one, and I show you how actually you can have a for your product. So utilizing the database, the all different type of information for the different type of clinical product, especially the digital product, and then utilizing this one, then AI can help you to find out the optimal like protocol with the best endpoint for your purpose. So it will show you that the initial intent, and then try to endpoint matching and protocol construction. And after whether it's the design in the endpoint and protocol is complying with the FDA. So it give you that. It's showcase the how can be done in AI. And the last one is the end-to-end process. It's just a showcase that once build up from the like the pre-trial, and then during the trial and the post-trial all process, we have a corresponding like a AI agent for each side of the like process, and then they are connected seamlessly. Then they can go over like all the like end-to-end process, and then it showcase how actually be looks like, and then how actually starting from the initial research and the design actually execute your clinical trial, and then after post one, and then actually the file like FDA compliant document, right? So it showcases the whole end-to-end workflow. Okay, so we are still developing this one. So we need partners and other sponsors who want to like participate this one because I have a very different type of the like AI agent actually to try to address all different aspects of the challenges in clinical trials. So if you want to collaborate, and then just let me know. Okay, then I will show you live demo. So you will sense that what it mean by that I explain you. So okay, so first one that I'm going to show you is kind of like a research thing, right? Because this is the one clinical trial research platform. So it's a trial intelligent agent. So what you're doing is actually I explained it. So targeted clinical trial retriever and FDA regulatory synthesis, and then using ChatGPT to generate explainable clinical insight and structure audit ready output, right? So it use a bunch of the different like a specialized agent to perform their function. And then it supports like a different type of the clinical product you want to do. For example, like a drug or gene therapy or digital therapeutics. And so it expects that what type of the clinical product you want to do in your clinical trials and what is your goal, right? So for example, that I use. So user provide the input and then it try to understand like what the users intend to provide this input, right? So what clinical trials after clearance exist for closed loop Vegas nerve simulation devices for treatment resistant depression. So it's a kind of like a mental health product, like a drug. So it want to design for they develop a new drug for this, and then they want to design the clinical trial actually that will be like align with the FDA clearance. And then it tried to understand that like a prototype neuro device and mechanism and then indication, regulatory focus, and evidence focus, something like that. So it understand, it's a perceive that what the user want. So it already understand and then it tried to go to next step. So trial discovery and document retrieval. So it tried to find out the relevance literature or document, whatever that for this purpose. And then inquiring the clinical trial gov or whatever relate to this their what they want to do. So closed loop VNS trials. And then also like other site searching peer-reviewed literature with this one, and then FDA also like FDA site search for the PMA 510K and de novo database, and then expecting synonyms or something like this. So they try to find out the in a search that they call semantic similarity to find out the match term in here. And then it give you the query result summary. So it clinical trial kind of like match the document. You find out the document to what you're looking for can be used in the trial design. And so it provide all the like a found document relevance for your purpose. So and then utilizing this founding, it tried to the analyzed data. So it's something technical, but anyway, it's kind of like how AI can understand the data to match to find out the best part of the you're looking for. So and then it process and then 7 and 4 3 this document they found, and then they try to find out the most relevant part. And so just ignore it because you're not interested in the technology. Uh and then search that the relevance part. So you want, because the data shoes the chunk of the information available. So the traditional way is the human should look at it all the detail, right? So find out the most relevant. So it's very time consuming. So this is done in a like a second, like to find out the most relevant parts and then summarize to you. So you can save a lot of time doing this kind of thing when you're done in a manually, right? So, and then give you that top six chunk with the similarity. So it give you the most relevant parts through the confidence level, like how much the confidence, like more than 80% that this part is relevant for your propose, right? And then based on this, it provides a clinical insight that the utilizing this information for your design purpose. And then it give you like for the existing the initial query that and then it find out the evidence base inside and then I find the most relevant document in starting from the candidate and then find out the fine tuning and then it give you the very guidance about the kind of like multiple clinical trial and FDA regulatory action support the use of cross-loop Vegas nerve simulation VNS device for treatment-resistant depression, something like this. It give you the very helpful insight about to help you to your like clinical trial design for the next step, right? And then it give you some insight like this kind of thing, right? Because once you follow this one, actually, you will be the initial stage of the research done. Actually, and then the final result will be in the use that in the protocol design and endpoint to be comply with FDA clearance. So this is one actually that you will see that. Okay, so that's the one I wanna show you. Another one is like the as I mentioned that once you have this kind of all kind of information that can be used in your like clinical trial design and utilizing this information and then I mentioned that all the starting from the like unstructured data and that they will be stored as a clinical like structured data format and then once you have this ready, then you can utilize this founding the database to supporting your design. So this is just like showcase the situation that so it is like for example it is the FDA clinical trial design using the library which is the endpoint. So assume that in the initial start with the research you're done for the all the library of the DISA endpoint, all the potential library of the DISA endpoint you have, right? And the next step will be like they will select and integrate what is the best endpoint and also like a protocol design. So it prompt initially in the second stage you wanna do your clinical product and then it provide all the information can reasoning to design. So this is one that example of this one. Then it give you like a trial blueprint. So, based on input and based on target FDA-compliant endpoint, and then it give you like some protocol, like this kind of thing, right? So it will give you the like endpoint retrieval and feasibility validation. So it give you like a high probability of that the best the endpoint for your clinical trials. So it'll give you some reasoning like for example the endpoint the total thrift time And then it'll be like the and not only the like existing like already structured database library, also like look at the FDA like part, and then it give you the what kind of the best endpoint depending on your like feasibility score, right? And then it'll give you that protocol. And then based on this, all this information, it'll give you the protocol design. So you will see that all the needed for your design. So title, design 8-week one and on randomized parallel group trial, and all the other information, primary endpoint, second endpoint, and sample size, something like that. So it gives you the complete blueprint of your clinical trial design. And then based on this, if you follow this protocol, then after your execution of these clinical trials, how much actually they will comply the outcome, right? So they give you the statistically the confidence level that if you follow this protocol, then how much they can be comply. It looks like because I'm using my personal ChatGPT, so sometimes there is the communication bottleneck, so it still try to do right. So let me try it then. The best ways. Okay, so it done. Right, so let's try again. Yes, and then yep. So it's comply mapping. So it give you like for example that uh reference standard evidence source, the compliant checklist. So it can like based on this that what kind of like a package you need to prepare. It give you the final summary of the what you really needed. It'll give you the different type of the downloadable, like end report, something like that. Okay, then I'll finally give you, okay. It's a whole end-to-end process. So this is very, very short because I just to showcase the what it be that we have the whole complete set of the like a platform end to end, and then what it be the like the so long. So it'll give you showcase the end-to-end process. It like at the like a design stage. So it'll give you starting from the info, right? And then for example drug and then this is for example diagnosis example then so trial scenario. So use one example. So it'll give showcase that starting from the initial input and then try to do research. So same thing you have seen, right? Because I understand that what the current state about, and then after that you give you the like all kind of like information you needed to protocol design, and then go to the next step. So it viewed like actual trial, so protocol here, then, and then at the execution stage, it'll give you the oversight, all the like execution of workflow. So it give you like a session process, and then for like the drop-out cases and site support. And then documentation generation. So they give you the through the execution, a live trial document generation to be submitted to the FDA. It'll give you finally that ready to submit the post-required continuity and real-world interpretation. So as mentioned that real-world evidence generation connected with these clinical trials. So it is end-to-end process from the pre-clinical trial and during the execution and then post-clinical trials that actually if you develop this AI agent and then have to take oversight the whole like workflow like that to support you that to makes easier to do like to have a successful clinical trial and the post clinical trials actually you will be succeed in the FDA compliance utilizing all the documents generate and evidence using this one. Okay, so I will stop here because I want to show you just a snapshot because we're planning another webinar demo day, and then you will see the part of the platform we are developing in the actual platform that you can use in like as a we think about subscription or customize the platform we are targeting. But anyway, because I tried to show you some idea that we're starting from because as I mentioned that we are not clinical trial experts, right? We're technical guys, right? For me that I have a very like a different type of
I'm
the
gonna try and get better.
excuse me. Okay, what I want to share with you today is because I want to share with you that what we are doing. And then someone, for example, Randy, because you've been my webinar because many times, right? Because you maybe understand what I'm doing. So actually, what I motivate is one is to find out the solutions to the current kind of like challenges in healthcare using AI, and then particularly state about AI, we call agentic AI. And I developed bunch of the different type of solution for different type of the problem. And then recently, I'm very interested in actual implementation of my idea because I developed very different type of the like a POC level the innovation, but I have a difficult find out the sponsors to keep my effort. So recently that I changed my strategy that I choose the most impactable, but actually the low risk means that not directly related to like a patient clinical, like for example, is a treatment diagnosis is kind of like utilizing AI agent is very risky, right? So I found that it maybe so I focus on low risk and high impact project, and I found that clinical research is the most I think that the relevant topic. So I focus on and particularly I'm focused on like this kind of like not just clinical trial research, other type of innovation kind of in healthcare can raise a different type of the challenges in healthcare area that can be like addressed by this AI agent. So today I want to show you that my current endeavor in clinical trial. And then I have sometimes I have a big dream about in this space. For example, then next week I'm going to show my big scale idea about I just name it as agentic decentralized clinical trials. That actually you have experience like in the time of the pandemic, like COVID-19, and the most critical part is to how actually done even if you have developed the vaccine in a short time, the clinical trial is a little critical bottleneck to actually to end up being the actual vaccine can people can benefit. So I think that I came up with the idea that the MIT what the MIT now doing is that they want to connect all different of AI agents through the network. They call the Internet by AI agent. So I have an idea about that how to utilizing that technological framework to do execute a decentralized clinical trial globally. Because it's a match with their goal, and then just I just design my initial idea, and then I provide the POC concept, and I'm going to do presentation next week in MIT. But I feel that this kind of like a technical kind of like innovation can can I think that have a lot, particularly this kind of clinical trials. So I hope you join me if you are interested in, and then maybe we can collaborate. So is there any question or comment? Okay, so anyway, because you are on my LinkedIn connection, so just to let me know you have a good idea to like collaborate with me, or whether you can be a sponsor or the partner for the clinical trials that we are doing, and then hopefully we'll see you in the next time we are going to have a demo day for the actual issue, the actual demo. Okay, so how the laboratory adverse patient trial result be addressed? Yeah, yeah, liability is the problem, right? Because but anyway, because that's one. We actually the we as mentioned that we are not the clinical trial experts, so we don't know much about when actual clinical trials happen, then what kind of like, risk factors are it is, and then so because the reason is that we don't know about what kind of things we need to resolve. That if you don't know about the problem, then we cannot resolve, right? So that's why that we need the collaboration. So we are desperately looking for someone expert in the clinical trials and FDA clearance, whatever, like in the field. And then we are technical expert. And then so we can together to resolve whatever your like challenges, and then we can provide a solution. We can collaborate. Okay. Okay. So thank you for attending to this webinar, and I hope to see you in my next webinar. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.